A young person walks into the industry with talent and hunger, and they are offered an opportunity that could change their life. They are told this is their way out and their way into a world they never had access to. But what they are really being offered is a version of themselves that can be sold. And that version is not always who they are. It's who the market responds to. If the market responds to chaos, they become chaos. If the market responds to violence, they become violence. And if the market responds to negativity, they become negative. And they don't even realize that they are making this trade. They just think they're expressing themselves, but they are really shaping themselves into something that can be profitable. That's where the deal starts. Not on paper, but in identity. Once that image starts working, once the money starts coming in, and once the attention starts growing, it becomes very hard to step away from it. Because now your life is tied to that version of you. And this is where people get confused because they think the contract is the trap. The contract is just the door. The real trap is what you become after you walk through it. 10 years pass and you are no longer the same person. But your audience doesn't care about who you became. They care about who they fell in love with. So now you have a choice. You can grow and lose everything, or you can stay the same and keep everything. And most people choose to stay the same. This is the beginning of a lifetime agreement because now you are no longer working for yourself. You are working for the expectation that was built around you. And that expectation does not evolve just because you do. And this is where it gets deep because the longer you stay in that role, the harder it becomes to even remember who you were before it. You start thinking like the character. You start moving like the character. And eventually, you start believing you are the character. Now, let's talk about why this is so powerful. Because when you're young, you ain't thinking about that. You ain't thinking about consequences that are 25 years away. You are thinking about survival, escape, and opportunity. So when somebody offers you a fast track to success, you don't question the long-term effects. You take the opportunity and you figure it out later. But later is when everything catches up. Later is when you realize that the thing that saved you also locked you in. And by that time, you have built a life that depends on this image. Now let's talk about the system behind it. Because this is not just about one person making a decision. This is about a system that rewards certain behavior and ignores others. Negativity moves fast. Controversy spreads quick. And chaos gets attention. So if you're an artist trying to survive in that, you're going to lean into what works. And what works is not always healthy. And that's how this cycle continues. The system rewards it, the artist performs it, and everybody plays their role without questioning the outcome. But the outcome is not just entertainment. The outcome is influence. And influence is what shapes our culture. And culture is what shapes people. Now we have to talk about the spiritual side of this, because this is where my point really needs to land. When you continuously put out energy that does not align with growth, it will affect you over time. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens gradually. You become numb to it. You stop reflecting on it. You stop feeling the need to change it. And that numbness is what stops your growth.